tell from here if it's male or female yet. Oh, definitely boy. Unmistakable. There's giraffes everywhere. They better watch out from the Nkuhumas. Emma said the giraffes like to know what's going on, but actually, that's true. They do. They're the lighthouses of the bush. I sometimes bump into giraffes when I'm jogging, and it's rather hilarious. They're really not sure what to do when this small little blonde Scottish girl is running towards them. But they do really like to know what is going on. So talking of giraffes, we're going to head on to the sadly deceased giraffe, who no longer even looks like a giraffe. I think it is just a handful of bones that we're going to see. But you never know, the hyenas could still be there, so let's go and see. I can't seem to drive anywhere today without bumping into giraffes. And of course, we have 3 here. They were all looking at us very curiously when we drove up, but of course now we're not really that exciting, so they've moved on to continue feeding. But from what I can see, it looks like 3 females, all just loosely traveling together through the thicket to see what delicious foliage they can eat. And that's what giraffes do all day long. Eat, eat, eat. They can eat up to 34 kilograms, which is about well over 70 pounds of foliage per day. Oh, we're going to get them crossing the road in front of us. Hello, you're very pretty. She's like, yeah, I know. And sadly enough, the giraffe carcass is really not too far away from here. Really not too far away from here, which is slightly sad. And many of you ask, can lions take down a giraffe? And of course, your questions were answered just a few days ago. But for an animal of this size and this weight with such a powerful kick, it can run. They run very awkwardly, but they can run. So it's going to need to take the animal to trip up. And of course, once it's on the ground or once it's on its side, then it's very, very difficult for them to get back up. So that's a technique that the lions, of course, focus on to get an animal of this size on the ground. I think it was a female they had as well, the Nkuhumas and the Avokas. I wonder who put in all the work. I would have loved to have seen that. Daniel, yes, you can. You can recognize giraffes by spot pattern. But I don't like to say spot. A lot of people do, but I just don't see them as spots. I think they're more patches. And yes, you can. You can recognize them. It takes a lot of work. I definitely don't think it's easy. It's definitely not as easy as your lions and your leopards or even your hyenas, but you can. It's been scientifically proven. And there's many animals, apparently most mammals in particular, have an area on their body, and it just needs to be a specific area that you can actually use to identify individuals. And giraffes, you can. And it is said that the young giraffes, the female calves, will inherit part of this patch pattern from their mother. So you can actually tell who is related if you look really, really closely at the patch patterns, because the daughters have the same pattern as their mother, which is really, really interesting. And of course, you can ID turtles using the scales on their face. You can ID whale sharks by the spots on their fins on the side of the body. You can ID actually dolphins. There's so many programs out there now that helps us ID animals, because of course that assists us in establishing populations. Maddie, you are saying they're definitely splodgies? Splodgies, I like that word. Splodgies. Splodge pattern. We can go with that, because they're definitely not spots, are they? So maybe patch isn't great. We can go with splodge. I like that. Giraffe splodges. There we go. Actually very beautiful. And believe it or not, there's a theory that they're used as like thermal windows. So of course, darker colors absorb heat and lighter colors reflect heat. So it is said that the sort of dark coloration of the patterns is actually to assist in warming up or in cooling down, not too unlike zebras. Little thermal windows, splodge windows. It's a bit of a mouthful. All right, we need to go and move on to the unfortunately deceased giraffe. Hopefully don't startle this one too much. Oh, it looks like Jamie's already arrived at that massive water body that is indeed Chitwa.